Weird things started happening. My eyes turned yellow. I was constantly tired all the time. I started dropping weight. It sent me into fear. This is the end of your life.
Phillip Hanks valued strength more than anything. A bodybuilder since he was 13, his focus was always to get that much bigger, more cut. But at 34, years of excessive supplement use had damaged his liver, and a supposedly sterilized tattoo needle was the final straw.
And when I went and seen the doctor, they ran blood work, and that re-sterilized needle had hepatitis C in it. You have liver cancer, and you're gonna need a liver transplant. It shocked me. I've never even had a broken bone, let alone any kind of surgery or anything else. The next thought I had was, you don't want to drag someone through all of that medical stuff. So I began trying to break off the relationship with my then girlfriend.
I loved him. It was never a question as far as I was concerned that I wasn't going to be there for the storm. Whenever there is something that's happening to me, I always call on Jesus. So I just kind of held on to that and asked for God to heal him and cover him.
And that's when I decided this is the woman I have to marry.
Phillip and Tiva exchanged vows shortly after, and from then on were joined in prayer. A few months later, they got the call. A liver was ready. As he was put under for the surgery, Phillip had one more word with God.
Okay, God, if this goes wrong, I want to come to you.
Due to complications, Phillip flatlined on the operating table.
I was part of light, the brightest light you could possibly imagine. I remember being filled with overwhelming love, peace, joy, excitement. I would think I was in the outer realms of heaven. And I heard audibly, it's not your time. You have to go back. You're going to be okay.
It took 3.5 minutes to resuscitate him. After 2 follow-up surgeries and a painful recovery, the transplant was deemed a success. He went on to live normally for nearly 13 years, until one day he felt a shooting pain while playing basketball. Doctors discovered that Phillip's transplanted liver was failing, requiring another transplant and also a new kidney. He was then sent to a specialist in multi-organ transplants at Indiana University Health, Dr. Richard Mangus. The news he had for Phillip was disheartening.
We're gonna have to remove your liver, kidney, pancreas, upper and lower intestines, and your stomach, and we're gonna have to replace them. He didn't know if it was going to work, and then I said, well, do you have a restroom? And I'm crying, and I'm blubbering, and I'm down on my hands and knees. And I remember looking up, and I was kind of yelling at God, and I was like, so this is it? This is how I go out? And then I was reminded, you died for 3.5 minutes. I've been with you all this time, why would I leave you now? And then that calm that I felt when I was in the hospital room and what I felt when I was in the light, it came back over me. And I was like, okay, all right.
I was very upfront with him and told him I didn't want to do the transplant. Well, in the end, Phillip changed my mind. Some people get so sick and in their mind and in their attitude, they're defeated. And Phillip wasn't like that. He felt like that we could do this. And I think that gives some small bit of confidence to the surgeon, like, I can work with this person.
Once a donor was eventually found, Tiva rallied family and friends to lift Phillip up in prayer. Dr. Mangus performed 2 extensive surgeries, transplanting the 5 organs over the course of 2 days. The results were astounding.
I tell patients, you're going to be in the hospital at least a month. Oftentimes, most of that is in the ICU. And Phillip, within days, he was up and around and starting to walk. I think it's remarkable.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Phillip is here because prayer moves mountains.
Phillip rejoined his family and has since felt healthier and happier than ever before. He began working with the Illinois Secretary of State to promote organ donation. He speaks at events and high schools, telling everyone he can how God and the power of prayer saved his life. Dr. Mangus agrees.
It's inspiring to see someone like him. I think faith can have a very large part in making it through any kind of a health issue. Everything that we do came from God. My patients tell me often that everyone's praying for them, they're praying for me, and I say, thank you very much. I will take all the help that I can get because I need it.
I can't put into words how grateful I am for the donation. God is real, heaven is real, and prayer works. I cannot count on one hand how many times God has blessed me over and over and over again. And I'm nobody special. If you call on him, he will come.